the community's Action in Solidarity in Association Jesus Solidarity invite you to listen on the Living Gospel for this Sunday, 9th of October. The Gospel is from Luke chapter 17, verses 11 to 19, with a commentary from Father Patxi Loidi, narrated by Kyle del Rosario. Proclamation of the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke. As Jesus continued his journey to Jerusalem, he traveled to Samaria and Galilee. As he was entering a village, 10 lepers met him. They stood at a distance from him and raised their voice, saying, "Jesus, Master, have pity on us." And he saw them, he said, "Go show yourselves to the priests." As they were going, they were cleansed, and one of them, realizing he has been healed, returned, glorifying God in a loud voice. And he fell at the feet of Jesus and thanked him. He was a Samaritan. Jesus said in reply, 10 were cleansed, were they not? Where are the other 9? Has none but this foreigner returned to give thanks to God? Then he said to him, "Stand up and go. Your faith has saved you." The Gospel of the Lord. Father Patxi's commentary. Greetings, dear friends. Why did the lepers stop at a distance and speak loudly to Jesus? Because lepers and those without leprosy were forbidden from approaching each other. Fear of contagion imposed that law. Chapter 14 of the Leviticus exposes it. It's worth reading. It's where we learn about legislation, but above all, we discovered the terrible life that the lepers led. They walked outside the cities. They were absolute outcasts. No one took care of them. What did they eat? Where did they sleep? Everyone can imagine their lives. One of dreadful loneliness, while their flesh fell apart until they died. According to Mark's Gospel, Jesus shuddered deeply when he ran into a leper. And according to some codices, he was angered, no doubt frightened and sympathetic on discovering their terrible reality up close. He touched the leper and healed him, all prohibited by law. In today's passage, Jesus commanded them to present themselves to the priests. It was a test for those men. How would they present themselves to the judges of their cause without being cruded? The priests ruled whether a leper was free from leprosy and could join society, but they were not cured. Despite that, they set off. That is, they believed Jesus. They had faith. On the way, everyone was cured, and only one of the 10 turned back. Here, the passage offers 3 interesting facts. First is the man's gratitude towards Jesus, so sincere and intense that led him to fall at Jesus' feet. Second is he was a Samaritan, that is, a man condemned by other Jews because he belonged to a separate group of people who had their own temple and cult outside Jerusalem. Jesus himself called him a foreigner. What an effort of the gospel to show us that the poorly regarded people are the ones who turn to the Lord the most. Impressive information which challenges us strongly. Third is salvation by faith. In this case, a physical and spiritual salvation at the same time. Jesus is asking us for faith and compassion to make us close to the excluded people of today. That immense multitude of the poor countries, plus the LGBTQ of all countries, immigrants, old people, and the elderly left alone, disabled people, and many more who swarm our own cities. Jesus opened a new land for all these people and for the whole world, and He wants us to continue His work. How far are we from what distorted faith, consisting of fulfilling certain practices to save the soul? Jesus, tell us like you told the leper, get up, resurrect to a new life for yourself and for many other people. Do we want to be resurrected like that Samaritan without waiting for death? Prayer. Healing words. 10 were the traveling pranksters who moved warily, sowing the soil of spoils of their torn bodies, dead in life, denied of any future, worse than undressing their skin day by day, like trees scorched by lightning, until hitting the ground with their fleshless bones. Jesus, Teacher, have mercy on us. They had faith in that compassionate prophet, although only one of them turned to look gratefully from the ground at the radiant sun that had given him life, and he was a Samaritan, twice damned. O Lord of forgotten causes, come also to our lives, touched by the leprosy of this contagious world. Show us the great mass of forgotten people in social and religious exclusion, all of us included and mixed in your love. Bless us with your healing words. Get up and walk. Your faith has saved you.